Envision a colossal social event played by an interminable number of stars, planets, and moons all playing together sublimely. At any rate, there is one express part of this group that has stunned space experts for a genuinely critical time span. Exoplanets are conventional planets that exist outside our planetary framework, stowed away someplace down in the smooth manner you may be shocked to track down that among the huge number of cosmic articles, there are exoplanets so like Earth, so tantalizingly comparable yet confounding that they may be our planet's heavenly twin. We dive into the enchanting space of Proxima B, tracked down 4.2 light-years away. The James Webb Space Telescope is upsetting our excursion for an comprehension of these heavenly mysteries. Envision a subsequent when your brain experiences across the gigantic limitlessness of our existence the smooth way which is home to in excess of a quadrillion exoplanets. That is number with 15 zeros to put this number in setting. If each of these exoplanets were the size of a grain of sand, we wouldn't just fill the stupendous gully we would have to the point of making one more land milestone on Earth, a terrific gorge 2.0 that would reach out for a colossal distance it is by, and that's what large astounding. Around 20% of these brilliant bodies have been assigned Earth-like to the extent that geography and air structure that implies there is a one of every 5 possibilities, seeing a twin of our planet, and the story doesn't end in that frame of mind. By these planets there could be another quadrillion moons, harsh satellites like our moon caught in gravitational dance with their parent planets. If you some way or another figure out how to consider finding another body in space that harbors life, or could do so, the universe offers a surge of risks. Since we have found out the material of incomprehensible scale, now is the right time to present the expert, talented laborer ready to paint its complicated subtleties. The James Webb Space Telescope, this superb Sherlock Holmes with its intensified focal point of convergence dislodged by adaptable focal centers, beats indeed even the most developed optical instruments. We're not talking about any point of convergence at 6.5 m in essential mirrors, 2.7 times more noteworthy than Hubble's. Envision the best detail it can isolate. Indeed, even in the littlest blast of a star, billions of light years away, and afterward, dissect the subtleties of circling planets. What compels the James Webb Telescope? Progressive isn't just its seeing power, yet in addition its high-level innovation. Counting progress sensors and spectrographs, these instruments can do extensively more than essentially notice. They can dissect and channel the amazing light stamps radiated or reflected by eminent items to unravel their cool's concordance thickness and, surprisingly, mass. Going about as a space specialist, they can decide if a planet has water, natural mixtures, or, indeed, even oxygen. The James Webb Space Telescope can reply these requests, lifting it from a basic onlooker to a logical virtuoso. It's not simply a development over its ancestor, Hubble. It's more similar to a quantum jump. If Hubble's disclosures dazed you, get prepared for a veritable festival of brilliant disclosures. Similarly, as we broadened our look across the perplexing scene of the universe, it merits focusing in on one explicit star in the heavenly show, Proxima B. Since its disclosure in 2016, this bewildering planet has stood out as a Shakespearean legend loaded with flightiness and issues. Surprising stargazers and anthropologists the same. What's going on with all the battle above all else? Proxima B is essentially in our cosmic region, just 4.2 light, a very long time from Earth to place it in, setting in the event that you could beat the general speed limit and go at the speed of light. You would appear in a little more than 4 years, about a similar measure time it takes for your number 1 program to fall into Reruns, yet we should plunge further into why. This CL class is so basic. We're inspecting a universe that stretches over 93 billion light, a long time from one finish to another, so finding a planet so close and so elevating for logical investigation resembles tracking down a jewel in a heap the size of Mount Everest, a jewel that possibly holds secrets about presence itself. In the stupendous weaving of the universe, Proxima B is a perplexing line offering us critical clues that could reconsider how we grasp livability and life. Past Earth, it's not simply Proxima B's proximity to Earth that energizes laid out trained professionals, yet additionally the dazzling signs that this planet isn't simply Earth-like, however possibly Earth 2.0. Proxima B sits serenely in what space experts call the tenable zone of its parent star, where conditions are neither too hot nor excessively cold, however ideal for fluid water to exist in vision. Cascades, wandering streams, tremendous lakes. Furthermore, maybe seas as profound and puzzling as the Mariana Channel. Yet, before we start dreaming about visiting Proxima B, we ought to consider several its idiosyncrasies driving a solitary day on this spellbinding exoplanet endures a stunning 11 days in vision, first lights that present another day, as well as spread out leisurely, opposing giving approach to evening and dusk that wait, making splendid hours that picture takers long for. While it sounds charming, it too has huge ramifications for its environment and livability. How might human biorhythms conform to the examples of light and dim on Proxima B? Would we truly need to eat 3 or multiple times as much in a solitary day on that planet? Would we rest the same way on this very weird world? The essential examples of life, to the extent that we realize them, would be all the while tantalizingly comparative and frustratingly particular. It's like nature is giving us a question enclosed by a question, testing how we might interpret what makes a planet bearable. You can't help thinking about how we can assemble precise and solid information about a world we've never visited. The James Webb Space Telescope conveys every one of its capacities like a Goliath Swiss armed force blade. It's more than simply a telescope. It's a mind-boggling research lab in the vacuum of room. Thanks to its imaginative innovation, cosmologists not just notice planets, yet in addition analyze them through a crystal of logical instruments that would make CSI labs look fundamental, utilizing progressed spectrographs. The Webb telescope can examine the light discharged and reflected by these far-off planets. Every component or compound in a planet's air retains or emanates light at a particular recurrence. By zeroing in on these examples, researchers can play out a distant biopsy of divine bodies, deciding not just climatic tension and thickness, yet additionally the conceivable presence of mixtures fundamental for life like water, natural carbon, atoms, and even oxygen. Space lawful science isn't simply cosmology, it's space criminal science. We don't sit inactively trusting that hints will come to us. We effectively look for them, investigating the molecules, also atoms, that make up these complex universes. The Webb telescope isn't simply an eye overhead, yet a profoundly particular research lab, examiner, and immense criminal investigator, all in one. It permits us to turn our speculations and hypotheses about outsider universes into strategies to verify or refute them, changing comprehension. We might interpret what could exist past our blue speck, right at the point when you assumed you had revealed the most shocking layers of this cosmic onion. The story takes an startling turn, very much like in any science fiction spine chiller. Researchers utilizing the James Webb Space Telescope got something amazing from Proxima B, a signal so shocking that it spread all through the scholastic lobbies and social Media named as a potential tech. Signature, it was an electromagnetic. Release so complicated and unpredictably planned that it could show the presence of a high-level civilization. The aggregate heartbeat of mankind appeared to stop at the pinnacle of a disclosure that vowed to reshape our perspective on the real world. Could the sign be the genuine confirmation that we are in good company in the universe? Furthermore, similarly as fast as it seemed, the signal vanished without rehashing, leaving behind not simply a dazzling, quiet yet additionally a labyrinth of unanswered questions and gurgling theories. Was it essentially a transient, enormous inconsistency, a irregular occasion of endless game plan, or something different, purposeful, a coded message, or even an indication of extraterrestrial insight? The single mission cast a miserable leftover of secret over Proxima B, igniting wild conversation and theory. Was it simply a passing oddity, or is it part of a much greater story, more confounding than we can envision? However, stand by the story of our enormous investigation is a long way from being done. The ink has not yet dried and new parts are still it being composed. This time is not simply regular trained professionals, yet Harvard scientists who are driving a change in point of view. As we proceed to look for extraterrestrial life, they are not happy with simply considering the signs and inconsistencies we've talked about so far. They're raising the stakes by turning the James Webb Space Telescope into a sort of Goliath night vision telescope. They plan to look for fake light sources in both the dull and enlightened areas of far-off universes. We're checking out stunning potential outcomes. For example, the chance of recognizing counterfeit renditions of urban areas gleaming in obscurity like splendid SPS. Envision seeing the shining light discharges. It very well may be a city murmuring with the presence of a high-level human development, sending its sparkle into the huge seas. As we proceed to disentangle the privileged insights of the universe, the journey for extraterrestrial life takes on new angles past the prompt. Interest in Proxima B, our fabulous interest, digs further into the huge new areas of space. This pursuit is driven by both innovative headways and a critical craving to comprehend our place in the universe. Progresses in cosmology and space investigation have prompted the revelation of different exoplanets with powerful